back-to-back-to-back finals is on the line here today. We have a match against Liverpool. It's in the semi-final of the EFL Cup, competition we won last year and were runners-up in the year before. Can we get back to Wembley to try and defend our trophy today? Let's find out. Oh, and we're playing Barcelona as well, because why not? How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 26 of Club 3 here on My Career on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for watching today's video, where, as mentioned, it's Liverpool and Barcelona in the January transfer window. And if you're excited to see how we get on in those games and some of the transfer shenanigans we may or may not have going on, who knows, then do not forget to leave a like on the video for me and subscribe so you don't miss any of the nonsense coming out of this space right here. Since you were last with us, it's been pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been pretty excellent. I'm trying to think what the last game was. It's been a few days, actually. In fact, it's been about a week since I last recorded the video. Granted, this pattern at the moment where I'm bulk recording videos quite a bit, so I'm not doing as much throughout the week. It's just gives me more time to do other things, basically. But when I've got a day off, bulk record a bunch of videos then. I do believe it was in December, and I think it was around this period here. Man City and Chelsea maybe in that region. I don't know if it was those two games exactly, but it was around here, because I remember we played the Cup quarter-final. So, since then, we haven't lost a game. We came very close against Arsenal. Had to equalise in the 90th minute after they'd scored in the 83rd minute. After they had then scored in the 70th minute. After we'd scored in the 36th minute. 2 penalties to get us through that game. But since then, we did beat Liverpool in the first leg of the semi-final. 2-1. Another late goal from shoulder up. And we battered Cambridge United in the FA Cup. We had a heavily rotated team here, including Michael Holdford, who has come back from his loan because he's a 3-star player. Why wouldn't I bring him back? And also, if you have a look at our squad, we do have a bit of an issue in terms of left-sided forward players. So we've got shoulder up, obviously. But other than that, we've got Jay Leeson, who prefers to play on the right. Cole Palmer, who can play both, but let's be honest, he prefers to play on the right. And we've also got Hector Fabre, who I can't find his best position. I'm convinced it's still going to be attacking midfield. He can play on the left, though. And James Price, who can play on the right. Now, I'll get to James Price in a minute, but because of that, I thought, let's bring in someone who specialises on the left-hand side. So he's only played the one game for us. Not eligible for the game today because he's already played in the under-21s. I did make a bit of a boo-boo, and I left a few players on that. We've got the same game on the same day, so that's a bit of a problem. But fine, we can work around it. Now, I said I'd go back to James Price. James Price is currently underbid by Newcastle United. We have accepted that bid, which has upset James Price because he didn't want us to accept any transfer offers for him. So I imagine he'll now want to leave and will probably accept their contract offer, because why wouldn't he? Because he wants to leave. We have also actually put him down to the under-23, the under-21, sorry. So if I move that, you'll see he disappears completely. And I've done that basically to upset him. We've also changed his squad importance to squad player. I don't really like upsetting players. However, I'm not convinced he would leave, because I know what Football Manager has done to me in the past. So we've done that, and we are currently looking at players. Now, I did make an offer for someone, but we don't actually have the funds to do it. I'll get to Fabio Moretti in a minute. That's one I do want to talk to you about. However, it's not going to show up on here. There was a player who I was looking at. Let me quickly find him. This guy, Lubos Nemec. 20-year-old Slovakian international, 20 caps, 7 goals. Played 4 times for Real Madrid since 2029. He's a wonder kid. He looks absolutely superb. He wants to leave. We put in a bid for him after Man United did. But we don't have enough money at the moment to get the deal done. The club actually took all of our transfer budget away and reduced our wage budget. So at the moment, we are struggling a little bit financially, which is a bit of a blow. However, should the James Price deal go through, just quickly show you that one. 70 million up front, 92 million total. I mean, it would be ridiculous to reject that. And look, I like James Price. I was really happy to sign him when we did. He's had some good moments for us. He's played quite well for us, actually, since we signed him from Swansea. Of course, he didn't come to us in the first season. He was more or less a regular starter, or at least a regular appearer in Season 2. He's had good ratings over those 2 seasons, but he has been very inconsistent. He's had moments of brilliance and moments of madness and moments of not doing anything. This season, more the latter, if I'm honest. So if we can get more than 20 million for him, I'll be very, very happy. And of course, we now have him as an England international. So obviously, we're not going to get the whole 70 million. I would like to think we'll get the majority of it. So assuming, of course, that, where is he? Lubos Nemek is not completely out of the question. Assuming Man United don't get that deal done, I am hopeful if we brought him in, he would be a good player. I'm not going to be able to, actually. I was going to say I'll declare my interest. I can't declare my interest because I've already made enough for him. That's a bit of a blow. We're going to have to wait for that to come back up. It usually takes a week. Hopefully he doesn't go to United. If he does, it's fine. There are other options. Anyway, onto the business at hand. Liverpool. And this is the team that we are hopefully going to be using to get past them. Remember, we do already have a 1-goal lead, and that is from the away leg. Let's see whether we can get past them. It's Hoyenhal in goal, Jimenez, Fofana, Badiashile and Thomas in defence. Veloso and Lavia in the middle with Lethan, Kuchara and Shoulder up, supporting Orlando up front. Lethan, by the way, European Golden Boy. I don't know whether it will come up on here. In fact, it will. There we go. I was going to say I did have a screenshot for it, but I don't need one because I've got it right there. European Golden Boy. How awesome is that? And he has really turned it up this season, actually. Got 6 assists in the Premier League. He hasn't actually got any goals, but he has scored in the Carabao Cup. But he's been in a 7-point something in every competition other than Community Shield. But remember, that was 1 game, so that's unfair. He has been pretty sensational since breaking through this year. And that's what I'm really hoping for Michael Holdford as well, to be honest. So really, really good to see him doing as well as he has done. But let's get into the game and let's see what we can do. We've got a random goalkeeper who we've got on the bench because all my other goalkeepers have already played today. You can have the number 60. Gruff Powell, have the number 60 shirt. Let's get into the game and let's see if we can see the tie through. If we don't see the tie through, I will be disappointed. I'm going to say that right now. I'm just going to say that one. I'm going to try not put too much pressure on them because that can go badly. You may or may not have noticed, if you're watching for the first time, you won't have noticed, by the way. Hello there. If you have watched before, though, you may have noticed our tactics are slightly different than normal. Quickly show you. We've changed positions around ever so slightly. So we've got whoever plays here as a central midfielder on defence. Now I've done that because actually Diego Tapia has that as his 3rd best position. I really want to move away from using him as a playmaker because his tackling is great, his marking is great, his positioning is fantastic, he's got a bit of strength, he's tall, he's decent aerially. He's just got everything to be a bit of a midfield destroyer. Not strength-wise, he's not that good, but he's got it to do the job there, and Lavia does as well. So I'm thinking Veloso is then the option. I didn't show you Moretti, by the way. Moretti's a deep line playmaker who we can get on a free contract. I will try and remember to show you him after the game. But then we've got Veloso, Tapia, who can also come into that position, and Moretti, which means we've then got Kuchara as the main attacking midfielder, and he is a world superstar, apparently. So we do need to get him playing more games. But then we also have Vinstra, who can play as the defending midfielder, who can cover for Tapia when he goes to playmaker. But then we've got Moretti coming in as well. So it gives us options, and maybe gives us options to sell a couple of players in the summer as well. So I'm okay with that. And of course, Lewis Murray's still here. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you what we've done there, just to try and get the best out of all of our players. And also, it gets us closer to that Tapia and Veloso pairing that I really wanted when we signed Tapia. So fingers crossed it gets us closer to that. We have started the game off well here. Shoulder up with the corner for the first proper highlight. And Badiashile goes and makes it 1-0 inside 12 minutes. That'll do. Did that say Badiashile has got 10 goals this season? I'm not sure whether it did, you know. And we'll watch the goal again first. So shoulder up with Sidin. Badiashile just rises up. Sweet as a nut. In the back of the net. 1-0 Southampton. I need to see. Has he got 10 goals this season? 6 there. Thought I saw the word 10. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6. Might be 7, possibly. That might not be up to date. Never mind, as you were. I was convinced I saw 10 goals for the season. It doesn't say it there, so we'll double check after the game exactly how many he's got if I remember, which I probably won't because I'm probably going to forget about Moretti as well. Right. We are building up again. Fana goes to Badiashile, gets it out wide to Thomas. Thomas heads it down to Lavia. It was really hard putting him in the team instead of Tapia today because I really wanted to continue on with Tapia. Smith Rowe, sorry, just managed to steal the ball there, but Hoyenhal manages to make the save. Sam Roberts would normally be playing today. The only reason he's not is because I forgot I'd put him available for the under-21s, and I just didn't change him out in time. The first I realised I'd done it was when I came up to the match screen and was about to hit record. I was going to have Holdford on the bench as well, but obviously that scuppered that too. So, massive mistake on my part. Apologies for that. But normally, obviously, it would be Sam Roberts. And if we get to the final, it will be Sam Roberts in goal because I do want to commit to that being a regular thing. But it's all good. Hoyen Howell gets a cheeky little cup appearance that he doesn't normally get. Happy days. Right. Lethan gets it out by looking for Joe Veloso. Can't quite find him. Olmo can't keep up with Olmo, but he is keeping him wide, who he does cut back in now, which is a bit frustrating. And Modane gets it back into Olmo. Olmo coming forward now. Remember, Liverpool, they're not having the best of times in this, but they are... God, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat. They're not having the best of times in this side, but they're still a very capable team when you look at their strongest 11. They very much underperformed in the first leg. And although it was still a very close game, they did have a number of rotation players. They have looked like they've gone with a much stronger offering this time out. Players like Ramos in there. Players like, I mean, Emile Smith-Rowe and Danny Olmo did play, but Emile Smith-Rowe played as a striker as part of a strike partnership. Utter madness is that. Something I have changed in the tactics as well. And it seems to have worked so far. And then we are changing things if we need to. Against the bigger teams, particularly away from home, we are going down to positive. Now, I've just remembered we are at home, so I might go to attack in the second half. In fact, I think I am going to do that, actually. We're going to go up to attack. But it seems to work in the away games a lot more than attack. Like, I don't know why, but just going attack in some of the away games seems to have been a bit of a struggle, especially against bigger teams. So, not counting any chickens. It might not be anything to do with it, but I'm doing it just in case. Right. We're going to go on attack in the second half. Let's say that one hasn't done anything to them at all. We're going to tell Jimenez that he needs to be careful. He hasn't really done anything to him. Luke Thomas, we're going to tell him that he needs to get better. It's fired him up. Excellent. Orlando's having a decent game. The forward line are doing all right, apart from Jay Lethan, actually. Tell him he's not doing good enough, and that's fired him up. Do we want to make a change? I think Jimenez, as nervous as he is, we're going to swap him for Livramento. That feels like the wise thing to do. Luke Thomas, I'm not going to swap just yet. I'll give him a bit more time. But I am looking at Jay Lethan and Luke Thomas as the next two to come off. Possibly for Cole Palmer and for Anning as well. So, let's go into the second half with what we've got. And let's see what we do. We'll just make the one change for now. Fingers crossed we can do it. So, we're just going to demand more from the boys. Let's work a little bit harder. Let's try and get a second goal, shall we? It's our house. Let's make sure they know it's our house. Right, Cucciara gets it to Orlando. Orlando, who has had a bit of a barren spell up until the game against Cambridge United, where he scored that hat-trick. But he goes through some periods doing that. I mean, to be fair, it's like most strikers. They'll go through a period of a few games where they don't score, and then they'll come to life. However, Pinamonti did kind of turn back up while he was going through his barren spell. So we have still been scoring goals. We are still one of the best attacking sides, certainly, we are the best one in the Premier League. Probably one of the best in Europe, if not the world. Our defence has slipped down a little bit. We've gone down to the 4th best defence in the Premier League, but our attack is making up for it. So, by the end of the season, we'll see how that goes. I would like it to be at least the 2nd best defence. I think we've won a penalty, and it's Enzo Feta, our former loanee, who might have given the penalty away. We are waiting to see if it gets given. Lethan was the one who might have gone and won it. Let's see what the referee says. He has given the penalty, and I think it will be Orlando. It's not Orlando, actually. Is it Veloso who's taking it? I think it might be Shoulder Up instead, actually. Shoulder Up steps up, and he scores it. Well, I never did. I could not remember who my penalty takers were there, because normally, I'm pretty sure it's Pinamonti. But Shoulder Up puts it in, and it is 2-1. Same score as the first leg. We double our lead overall. Nice. Nice indeed. Shoulder Up with a lovely finish. Keeper goes the right way, but he's not saving that. That is beautiful. We lead again, and Liverpool now need to score twice in order to get us going to what? Is it extra time or penalties? I can't remember which one it is in this competition. I really should know, but you know what I mean. To tie things up, they need 2. To win, they need 3. They are running out of time, but we've all played Football Manager before. We all know these things can happen. Big ball over the top, by the way. Shoulder Up's in here. He's gone really wide. He's going to hold it up for someone. He's gone into Orlando, and it's bundled over the bar somehow. Orlando did not connect well with it, and that is what saved Liverpool there. They have made a substitution, Liverpool. They brought on Quintero. They brought him off, sorry. They brought on Basualdo to see whether he can do anything better with the ball there, but the highlight ends. We'll let this highlight play out, and then we will go to substitutions. I am thinking Jay Lethan is probably not long for this game. Right, Veloso looking for Orlando. He's found him, you know. That's why Veloso should be a playmaker, and certainly one who gets a bit further forward. Right, Shoulder Up's ended up with the ball here. He's going for the worldie, and it's just over. Right, it is substitution o'clock. Jay Lethan is going to be coming off. Cole Palmer, oh, that's the wrong one. Cole Palmer hasn't performed that well this season. Overall, he has played okay a couple of times, but he's been in a bit of a better vein of form recently. So I'll give him the chance. Luke Thomas playing okay as well. I'm tempted to bring off Romeo Lavia for Diego Tapia, just so we can see how he does. We're going to do that. I mean, as I was talking about it, I just did it. So let's go for it. Bring those guys on. And let's see what happens. I don't know who the captain will be now, actually. I don't know whether it will be Tapia, because obviously we're taking the captain off. I didn't see who it was then, but it looked like it was around Veloso or Tapia. Tapia has got decent leadership, so it's not a bad thing. What a ball that is from him to Cole Palmer, by the way. And Cole Palmer's gone and made it 3. Instant impact from, I think I can see an armband, from Diego Tapia. The Baniashile starts things off. It's the player he passes it to, and Tapia just pings it. What a ball this is. And Cole Palmer's alert to it. And the 2 substitutions combine beautifully. I said Cole Palmer's gotten better recently. And I said Tapia works in that central midfield on defend role. Well, there you go. And he is the captain. And he's gone and done a captain thing there. There we go. Liverpool now need 3 to equalise. And it is substitution o'clock yet again. I'm a bit stunned that after the tight first leg, that we are playing just as well as we are. And I'm not knocking it. I'm very happy with it. Right. I think let's bring Lewis Murray on for a bit. Let's give him some football. Why not? That feels like a bit of a giggle. And then Joe Veloso is tiring as well. So we could bring him off for Veenstra and put Tapia back to deep line playmaker. But I kind of want to keep Tapia playing there, to be honest. So I'm actually thinking Lewis Murray's tackling 12. His marking's not that good. He's not going to be that good as a defensive-minded midfielder, so we won't do that. We'll be sensible. We want to rest Veloso. So let's do that. We'll swap them around. In fact, you know what? Veenstra actually likes being a playmaker, so we'll leave them that way round. We'll make that the final change. Or final pair of changes. And Murray gets on as well. Nice. Right. Harvey Elliott with the free kick. Doesn't go anywhere. And Lewis Murray on the ball now. And we know Lewis Murray, although he is only a 2-star player, and his potential drops dramatically, and I'm still stung by how much his potential dropped down, because I was hoping for him to be a wonder kid. But he's such a good little player. He's just got a bit of magic in him. He can do things. His end product isn't always there, but then sometimes actually he just pulls it out of nowhere. I mean, you saw the movement then, not that long ago while I was talking. His movement was pretty nice, actually. It's just the pass was what let him down. So he is a handy little player to have in situations like this, where you just want to rest bodies. But is that enough to keep him in the team with how well we're doing? Probably not. It might be his last season with us, to be fair. Right, shoulder up, looking to cross it in, looking to get it to Orlando. Somehow it does not go in. It goes across the goal line and back out again. My goodness me. But it does look like we are going to go over the line in this game and this tie in general. We do indeed. It's 5-2 overall, 3-1 on the night. Nice. That will do. That will do plenty. Very nice indeed. Very, very happy to see that performance from the lads. Right, before I forget, transfer in Miretti from Torino, formerly of Juventus as well. Came through Juventus' next gen. That's what he looks like. He isn't spectacular. He's got no caps for Italy. But Chelsea were in for him. I saw him. We've offered him a contract. Hopefully he joins. There'll be some useful experience to have. You can see he has won trophies here, so we know he can do the job. I'm a bit surprised, actually, looking at him, that he hasn't had any Italian international experience at all. Like, even if just a couple of caps, I'm very surprised at that. So we'll see what we get with him, but he can do deep line playmaker. He can do a central midfield job. He can even be a defensive central midfielder as well. Actually, he's better at that than an attacking central midfielder. So we've got options with him, and I think that will do the job. And just to confirm, Badiashile, how many goals you got? It is 7. Ignore me. Right, I'm going to go away and play Chelsea, and then we'll come back for the Barcelona game at the new camp, because what could possibly go wrong with showing you that game? Back a little bit early before the game against Barcelona. We have actually played Chelsea, so we are not far away from that second game, but I wanted to bring you back to show you that this has happened. James Price has agreed the deal. We would be getting £68 million coming through to basically spend on someone, so we are going to accept it, because James Price, as good as he has been in times for us, not been consistent enough, if I'm honest. Not consistent enough for me. And also, we signed as a bit of striker originally. He ain't no striker, so thank you for your service, James. Go to Newcastle, earn loads of money. What that means is we now have money. I mean, he's not happy there. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay, we've solved that. That's absolutely fine. What that does mean, though, is we can go out there and we can spend that money on players. Now, unfortunately, the lad we were looking at did end up signing for Manchester United, so I do need to go out and have a look. We have still got 11 days left in the transfer window. That should be plenty of time to bring someone in. So I'm going to have a quick look around now just to highlight some players I want to make offers for, and I'll come back for the game against Barcelona, hopefully with some offers made. We are back for the game against Barcelona. We have also made some inroads on the new signing who will be replacing Price. Also, potentially the person who will be replacing Pinamonti. Nicolo Tresoldi from Frankfurt. 26 years old. He's got 3 caps for Italy, 2 goals for Italy. He's only got 11 goals in 19 appearances in the Bundesliga with a couple of assists as well. So he looks like a nice player. Mainly a striker. Can play as a winger. Can play as either an inverted winger or an inside forward. So I think that will be his position this season. But next season, we'll probably see him become the new backup as Pinamonti leaves. Italian for Italian. That's what I'm thinking. So if he does join us, we have offered him a contract. He has accepted it in principle. Fingers crossed it will go well. But he's formerly of West Ham United, which I didn't realise. So fingers crossed we get our man. That would be lovely. But that's not what you're here for. What you're here for, the game against Barcelona. Oh boy, what have I done? This is the 11 we're going to be using to hopefully see us through the game in the Champions League. I don't know what we're going with my words there. Also, I don't really know why Guardian is the player who is in defence. Let's just address that. We don't want to be doing that. Yeah. The rest of that looks fine. This is the 11 for the game against Barcelona. It's Hoy and Haaland goal. Livramento, Fofana, Badia, Sheila and Thomas in defence. Velosa and Lavia in the middle with Lethan, Cucchiara and Shelderup supporting Pinamonti up front. It's Pinamonti because Orlando has got a bit of a boo-boo. He's going to be out for 4 days. So actually, let's not have him in the squad. That would be pointless. But let's get into the game and let's see whether we can get... Let me just double check one last thing. They are playing with 1 striker up front. Let's distribute to our centre-backs. We're doing that anyway. Fantastic. And we're on positive again, just to be on the safe side. It seems to work in bigger games. Well, in games against bigger teams when we're away from home. We are at the new camp today, so fingers crossed it does the business for us. It is going to be a tough game, but you know what? It's fine. It's all good. I think we're pretty much guaranteed to be through at least to the playoffs. So if we get a good result today, obviously, it'd be lovely because we'd probably have more of a chance of going. I mean, we're top of the group at the moment, so we've got a fantastic chance of, 13.15. I actually don't think we can be caught. Looking at that, I don't think we can be caught. The quick maths there, and y'all know what my maths is like. It's not the best, but I think we might already be through to the next round. So actually, this match doesn't really matter. I could have rotated the team completely. Instead, I've gone relatively strong because it's Barcelona. I'd quite like to beat Barcelona. Fontan getting it into Fofana. Over to Koundé. Koundé now looking for options. What a goal that is from Jules Koundé. It's Barcelona. The years might change. The personnel might change. But the club and the way they play stay the same. My goodness. Fontan does really well. We stay off them. To be fair, a lot of the team are set to stay off and just to block the path. But they just leave a massive gap here. Very, very disappointing. I mean, I'm assuming that there is shoulder up. Not his fault. It's Luke Thomas's fault. Where's his positioning? He's tucked in way too narrow there. And we do trail by a goal. It does mean Barcelona will go ahead of us as top of the league table of the Champions League, which I still hate, by the way. Don't know if you noticed. I still don't like it. Gavi with the free kick. Nearly adding a second. I was going to say, Fancy Fatty scored that. Nearly one of the defenders adding a second there, which would have been an absolute disaster this early. Yeah, right, this is more like it. We have a throw in. Thomas to Cucchiara. Cucchiara into Shelderup. Shelderup looking for Lethan, but Lethan just backs off a little bit. Disappointing, but Thomas has got the ball back here. Veloso now looking for options. Looking to get Shelderup into Pinamonti. I think that's offside anyway. Yeah, the flag's up. It's been given now. But signs of life from Southampton. We're going to encourage the boys because that was nice. But bear in mind, Barcelona have got the best, in my opinion, 2 central midfielders in the world at this point. And believe me, I've looked at them. Pedri and Gavi are just as formidable as they come. So it's going to be a difficult... I mean, Barcelona's team in general, with Højlund up front, they've still got Ansu Fati. They've still got a lot of time. Speaking of Ansu Fati, he's absolutely done Thomas there completely. Thomas just dwelling on the ball, which is not what we need to be doing. We're meant to be passing the ball quite quickly. Ferran Torres, who is an option I have looked at, 30 years old, would come in as the elder statesman of the wingers. But, you know, that comes with experience. Experience of winning things as well, which wouldn't be too bad. What on earth is their goalkeeper doing? He's gone and made a huge mistake, and Andrea Pinamonti has gone and equalised. Mamardashvili, what have you done? Oh my goodness. Well, Hoyenhal here, they're just passing it around, gets it forward. And I'm thinking the defenders are going to do it, but I see Mamardashvili comes forward and Pinamonti just breaks free, goes round Mamardashvili. And it is 1-1 all of a sudden. Horrendous mistake from the goalkeeper. We are pressing the goalkeeper as well. So hopefully we can keep pressing him and force him to make another mistake. I am going to demand more from the boys after this free kick. Badiashile there, very, very close. And Mamardashvili ends up making a save. Demand more from the boys. Let's work a bit harder. Let's try and push to get another goal, because we know we can get another goal from this team. We're actually doing better on XG, which is a little bit unexpected. What I'm noticing on this game is, when we've got possession, we are dangerous, but Barcelona are just ridiculous when they've got the ball. Fontan, looking for a worldie. We actually managed to do really well there to kind of block his sight lines and stop him from scoring, which is very, very nice. We have got a few players on bookings, which we do need to be careful of, though. Right, header out, shoulder up. One of those players on bookings, in fact, can't win the header. Pedri now. Looking for options, goes back to Fofana, the defensive midfielder. Fatty now. Lovely ball out to Kunde, who started the scoring from right back. Hoyland now with the header. Hoyenhal makes the save. I think they're international compatriots, so Norwegian save from Norwegian striker. I'm going to say I'm not happy with them, and we're just going to talk to the players who are on yellow cards. Tell them all to calm down. I'm going to do that before I do anything else, and now we'll have a look at poor performances. Livramento, not been good enough so far. He's the only one who's had a bad game. Veloso's not been that good, so we'll try and G him up a little bit. But shoulder up, Pinamonti, Hoyenhal, all having decent games. Right, substitute o'clock. Jimenez for Livramento. We're doing that one straight away. I'm also looking at Veloso, not having his best game. So I'm thinking maybe Tapia. But also, to be fair, Veloso has got that magic in him, so I might leave him. I actually think Tapia's going to come on for Lavia. And we'll have a bit more magic in that midfield, hopefully, just to try and push us forward. Kuchiara and Lethan not having their best game so far, but I do have faith. We've got Cole Palmer kind of in waiting there just in case. So I will welcome the new boys on the pitch. Fingers crossed we can get something done. Right, fire up. And we start with a highlight in their half, basically. We're the attacking team. Pinamonti now, getting it into shoulder up. Shoulder up loses the ball, though. Had no one to pass it to because Pinamonti was up here accepting the throw. Why was he the one up there? I mean, I'm the one who does the tactics, so really, it's probably down to me. Tapia with a good little interception there from Kunde. Kunde, of course, I think in real life, more of a centre-back, but he has played as a right-back before. I think he's kind of being convinced that he's going to be a right-back in real life. Shoulder up, getting out wide, looking for Jimenez. Jimenez now has the ball. Looking for options, whips in, looking for Kuchiara of all people, can't find it. But Tapia, with a volley, goes over the bar. Nice effort from Tapia, but not to be. Veloso still not having a great game. Lethan's still not having a great game. They're looking like the next two substitutions, but we're not going to make them just yet. It's a bit early for that. Right, ball goes back to Araujo. Araujo now looking for options. Goes out wide to Kunde again, who is literally just running the show here. Ansu Fati and Hoyland is there. The ricochet doesn't do us any favours. I mean, Kunde is just running things at right back, and we're not going to trigger presses apparently. So this is something I should have looked at before. We're going to not trigger presses. Fofana, I mean, I'm looking at players here that I really should have looked at before, to be honest with you. I don't really know what we do with him. I think we just leave him alone. Everyone else we kind of trigger, we'll kind of stop him from doing anything. But Fofana is a bit of a brick wall. And Kunde is just running things on that side. So we're going to try and do things, try and unsettle him a little bit. But it is very disappointing that we've conceded that goal after fighting back in. Right, we're firing up and we're going attacking. I know what I've said about staying positive against big teams away from home, but I kind of don't want to lose this game. If we can get a draw, I'll be very, very happy. It's not the end of the world if we lose, obviously, but they're vulnerable. We know we can score a goal against them. Maybe it's now. Shoulder up, whips it in, looking for Fofana, and our Fofana just heads it over. Very unlucky. We are now tiring now, so we are going to have to think about making some substitutions. I'm going to do that now. We have given as good as we've got in this game, by the way. We are going to bring on February. Veloso is timing in the middle, so Vinstra's going to come on. It's a bit early to make that final substitution. I'm going to leave it for now, but we'll go with those ones. February in the middle. We know he can do a job there. Well, we know he can do a job in general. Whether he can do a job there or not, I've only seen him play there properly in a game once from the start and have a good game. It was against Cambridge United, so take that with a pinch of salt, but he was sensational. Huge mistake from Barcelona there, though. Shoulder up now with options, getting it through to Jay Leathan, the English Wonder Kid. English Wonder Kid still on the ball. He's put it wide, but he's won a corner. But he has won a corner. What an opportunity, but we don't even get to see the corner. Wasn't that good an opportunity, obviously. Right, Hoyland wins the header. Hoyenhal, that wasn't nice. That wasn't nice. Right, we are gonna stay on feet because their free kicks are concerning me greatly. Oh god, they've got a free kick. I am actually going to change one more thing. We are going to stop them getting crosses into the box. Right, Pedri with the free kick. Goes for the goal, and I don't know whether that was the post or a save or whatever. Either way, we get very, very lucky. Right, final substitution. Shelder up is tired, but he's playing well. Leathan isn't as tired, but he's not playing quite as well. Luke Thomas isn't having a great game. I think we go attacking. We want to go with an attacking option. Cole Palmer's going to come on for the final few minutes. He's going to come on for Jay Leathan. Even though Jay Leathan's having a decent, well, not having a decent game. He's not quite as tired as Shelder up, but Shelder up's having a better game. Cole Palmer prefers to play on the right. Feels like it makes sense to me. Right, fire up one last time. Last few minutes. Can we sneak a goal? It's fine if we can't. It's not the end of the world, but it would be quite nice. We've got so many yellow cards, which is not ideal. I mean, we are hard tackling quite a few of their boys. Right, February, looking for options. Goes back to Fofana, into Vinstra now, who's for some reason is out wide. Goes for a cross, can't find it. But he's ended up with the ball again. Whipping it in, looking for shoulder up. Can't find it. And Hoyland on the ball now. And now Barcelona break. And Thiago Gouveia is now out wide. I said that really weird. I do apologise. He's gone round his defender there, though. He's really, really testing us here. Gavi whips it in, looking for Ferran Torres, but Jimenez heads it only as far as Gavi, though. And I do worry that we might be about to concede a third. Pedri now, looking to Gavi again, looking for Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres gets the ball again, a player who could have been one of ours. Hoyland with the header just over, though. But I don't think we're going to get another chance. We had a great opportunity there. I think what we've learned today is he's a good player, is Jay Leathan, but he does fluff his lines every now and then when he gets a chance like that. He did fluff his lines there. But we have had chances in this game. It is only 2-1. Even if we conceded another, it wouldn't be that bad. We've still got a little bit of time here, though. Jimenez now running. He's giving the ball away with a heavy touch, and that, I think, is going to be the game. We're not going to have enough time to have another chance. The ball actually goes out of play, and that is going to be it. We might have time to take this throw in, but that would be it. We are now past 5 minutes. Jimenez with the throw. We're waiting for the referee to blow the whistle. February can't quite get the ball to Pia. Looking for Pinamonti. Pinamonti flicks it on to no one because that is full time. Do you know what? Good effort, boys. Genuinely good effort. We've gone up against one of the best teams in the world there. I think Barcelona are doing pretty well in this universe. I mean, if we have a quick look at them, have a quick look at their league history. Not even been winning La Liga, have they? I mean, they've been coming second, to be fair. So that's a bit of credit. They have been coming second. Real Madrid have got a bit of a stranglehold, I think. Just a bit of one. I mean, they've won it a few times, don't get me wrong, but it's usually, I was going to say, quite close. I mean, 20 points there, 5 points there, so that's not too bad. 9 points there. It's been close. I mean, they're not necessarily that close. I'm trying to justify it. All right, leave me be. I'm trying to justify it. It's not going very well. But, do you know what? It's all good. We've qualified for the round of 16. That's the main thing. It doesn't really matter. I mean, if we have a look at our schedule and we just have a look at the Champions League through here, just see what we've got. I mean, it's been a pretty good season so far. We've won every game apart from that one. We've only conceded 1 goal before that as well. We've got Ajax as the final game. Hopefully, we will be able to get through that one and we'll be able to do okay. So, that leaves the question of when we will be back, which means I need to reset all of this. There we go. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So, when will we be back? Well, we know we're coming back for the Champions League. We know we're coming back for that. We've also got an EFL Cup final, third one in as many seasons, and it's against Wolverhampton Wanderers of all teams. So, I feel like we should probably come back around there. We'll come back for the round of 16 of the Champions League as well to see who we get in there. And we'll see how we do. And hopefully at that point we'll have our shiny new winger striker, whatever the heck he is, Trasoldi. get him in, and hopefully he'll be able to add something to the team. That is the hope. But that will all be for the next episode. So until then, mixing things up a bit. Thank you very much for joining me today. Do not forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoy, and do not forget to subscribe if you want to see more content from the channel. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.